Luke here of SimBoxx in association with Clint Patrick, and tonight I'm delighted to be joined by the undefeated British middleweight champion, Denzel Too Sharp Bentley. How are we doing, Denzel?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, all good, thanks. Thanks for joining us tonight. And this interview comes a few days after the big announcement of the fight with Felix Cash, a fellow undefeated middleweight, the Commonwealth champion. Both belts on the line, a great 50-50 fight in prospect.
Yeah, no, it's a good fight, man. I can't wait till fight night.
It's got a lot of people excited, given that you guys have similar records, and this fight was rumored for a little while. And of course, Frank Warren came through and won the purse bids. You know, firstly, I'm sure that fills you a lot of confidence that Frank went out there very aggressive and won the purse bids to ensure that you had home advantage.
Yeah, no, of course, 100%. You know, I've been saying it well. You know, I'm appreciative that, you know, Frank went out there, and it makes me feel like he believes in me and stuff. So it is good. Not like he didn't if he didn't win it, but you know what I mean, it must make me feel like he believes in me that bit more. Like you said, it's a good fight. Since the fight's been announced, I haven't seen any negative comments really. Like, obviously, apart from who people think will win and who wouldn't, but in terms of the matchup, no one's saying it's a rubbish matchup. Everyone loving it at the moment, and as much as I can't wait, it looks like everyone else can't wait either.
Definitely, and I suppose that's a sign of a good fight when it's the only argument is who you're picking to win. You know, you're not arguing about the actual fight itself. It's who's going to win, and that's a great indicator of a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, no, 100%, and that's why it's exciting. I think even like for the Mark fight, everyone was like, "Oh, too soon for me," kind of thing. It might not be the whatever, and you know, a few people were like, "Oh, who is this guy or whatever?" But I guess that performance there makes this fight even more interesting. So it's good.
Yeah, I think the only worry really was there was a couple of indications or whispers that Felix might have took the European title fight. Was that ever an issue in your mind? Did you ever feel like the Felix Cash fight was going to get away?
Yeah, at some point, because I thought, because I saw a few interviews of like, you know, people saying, "Oh, if they win the purse bids, if they don't win the purse bids, they might go the European route," which I felt, you know, made sense because they might want to be on their show where it's comfortable, have a home show advantage, even though the champion will be coming to them to fight them. And of course, you know, coming to BT, they might feel like they had less of an advantage. You know what I'm saying? So I thought, like, they might go the other way. But they proved me wrong, and it made, you know, they gained my respect a little bit. But
absolutely,
so good.
Yeah, Felix Cash, he's 13-0, he's undefeated. First and foremost, what's your thoughts on Felix as an opponent? What do you feel like he does well?
I've been saying he's a good fighter, you know, good amateur background, DB squad and all of that. Commonwealth champion, beat a few fighters, and he's been making noise in the division for a while now. So, you know, it's the two, you know, the two best domestic fighters in the country at the moment, obviously. Well, Eubank and Williams, because they're world level now. So me and him going at it to see who's the best and, you know, who's the real domestic champion. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's good, man. I think he's a good fighter. I think, you know, he's strong, comes forward, got decent head movement, good feet, quick hands. He can box. I'm not gonna deny that. But,
yeah. I think the good thing is with this fight is that there does seem to be a lot of mutual respect, and that it's simply business. You know, there doesn't need to be that kind of trash talk, the bad blood in the build-up.
Yeah, it's because obviously he sees I'm British champion, innit? You can't knock that. He's Commonwealth champion. I can't knock that. He's had a good amateur career. I can't knock that. I can't just go around saying, "No, he's not good. He's not good." I know he's good. That's what's gonna urge me to train harder and be better because I know he's good. I'm not gonna sit here and be, he's trash, he's rubbish, and all that. We don't need to slag each other off to make the fight real. To say it's two good fighters, like I said, everyone knows, and everyone knows what they're in for. They're in for a good fight. So I'm confident. He's confident. I don't need to say anything to try and help boost my confidence. Like, I'm confident in my ability, so I don't need to slag him off to make myself feel better.
Absolutely. So I just want to rewind a little bit, Denzel. Of course, that fight goes down April 24th. But let's go back to 2020, which was a bit of a mad year, of course, the pandemic and COVID and the restrictions and everything. But for yourself, it's quite a successful year, of course. You stepped up to your first 10 round in July, and things just kind of escalated from there. You picked up the win against Mick Hall. You stopped him in the 6th round in your first 10-rounder. Just let's go back to that fight back in July, stepping up, as I say, to 10 rounds for the first time. But you didn't need the full 10 rounds. You got him out there in the 6th.
Yeah, that was a good, you know, learning fight. Training for, you know, a 10-rounder, like having a 10-round camp was a bit different. Mick Hall was a good fighter as well. He is a good fighter. They only lost to one person before me, which was Jack Arnford. Jack Arnford was a British champion as well, all of these things. So, you know, he was a good fighter. So coming into that fight, I had to be on my A game, especially with my first step up, and he was coming to win, and he won't hold it back. You saw the fight; he won't hold him back. I think the pandemic's it has been a shame, but I can't really complain because in terms of my career, it's benefited me a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with how everything's gone. If it wasn't for this pandemic, I probably wouldn't be British champion, and I probably wouldn't be headlining either. So those are two things that's paid off for me in the pandemic. But yeah, the Mick Hall fight was a good learning fight. It was a fight to get me ready for the Efron fights as well.
Absolutely. I think, it'd be a safe bet to say that arguably you was the biggest British success story of 2020, the way the year panned out. And then we moved into September, the first fight with Mark Heffron, again, another 50-50 fight, another step up. This was a unanimous draw, which is quite unique. You had Efron down in the second round, I think it was. Of course, I'm going to hazard a guess at thinking that you thought you'd done enough to win the fight, but it was scored a draw.
Yeah, of course I thought I'd done enough to win the fight, especially with a knockdown, and thought I'd done the cleaner work, more eye-catching shots. He was just walking me down. Maybe I let him get a bit too comfortable walking forward, and maybe it looked like to the judges that he was comfortable doing what he was doing. But I felt like I was making a miss. I think it showed in, my face, how the fight ended in his face. But of course, that doesn't tell the full story of things. But I felt good. I thought I won the fight. But at the end of the day, it paid off for the better. It worked out for the better. Because if I did get the win, I wouldn't have been able to fight for the British next. So it was good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get onto there. I think the good thing, or the one silver lining to take from that, is that it built the rematch, and the fact that yourself, Mark, Frank Warren all worked together to get the rematch together so quickly. It was a quick turnaround, and it became a headline fight, and then the British title was put on the line, and it just became a much more prestigious event. And again, opinions were split just as much as there was the first time. Now, you went on to stop Mark in 4 rounds with that huge swelling under his eye. Was that part of your game plan heading into the fight, that you kind of wanted to take this out of the judges' hands, given it you felt you won the first fight and it was scored a draw?
Yeah, no, 100%. I felt like in this fight, I wanted to plant my feet a bit more and hurt him a bit more, and make him feel my power a bit more. I didn't do that in the first fight. I decided to box. But in the second fight, my whole plan was to just, stand my ground a bit more and get him out there late. But once I saw the eyes swell up, I just went for that. And I thought, they've got to pull him out at some point, and they can't continue like this. So, yeah.
That's what I was going to ask about there. Once you seen the eye swell up, and it did swell up really, really quick, and it came on very, very fast. Was that a kind of switch in game plan in your head? You took that decision yourself to think, this is what we was planning on doing, but now I've got that target. I'm just going to aim at that, and that's my route to victory.
100%. 100%. After I saw that, I thought, forget everything else. I'm going to shape for the eye. So I was just throwing straight 1-2s down the pipe, and I just knew, every time I hit it, it just kept swelling and swelling and swelling. It wasn't like I was hitting it, and it was like every time I landed on it, I saw it just get bigger and bigger, and I thought, they're going to put him out at some point. So I just thought, let me just keep hitting it. I'll keep working on that eye, and I'll get him out of there.
So when the fight come to a conclusion, and you heard, and the new British middleweight champion, Denzel Bentley, what a moment that must have been for yourself. Very proud.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was proud, especially where I won it off someone that everyone thought I was going to lose to or get knocked out to or whatever. So I proved a lot of people wrong. I proved the people that believed in me right, proved myself right, and got the win against a more experienced opponent. Do you know what I mean? So it just all felt better the way I won it as well, especially in the rematch as well. And I stopped him. So after all that talk, so it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling, but you can't do none of those things. There's still more work to do. So I got to get over that and move on to the next one.
Definitely, Denzel. And as we say, you're moving from one 50-50 fight, or one step up, into another 50-50 fight and another step up. It seems, speaking to you now, Denzel, that you seem to get a lot of motivation from proving your doubters wrong and your fans right. You take a lot of pleasure from proving people wrong.
100%. Listen, I'm not even going to lie to you and tell you I don't look at comments. I look at all the comments. I look at everything. Like the last fight with Mark, people were tagging me into their betting slips saying, look, I bet you to get knocked out in this round. And I'm like, okay, I remember all your faces. I'm getting DMs from Mark's guys. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm coming back to this DM. I'm seeing all of it. Let's not get emotionally invested now. When I'm done, I'm going to come back to it. So I just get pleasure just going back and just trolling the people that were trolling me. I'm celebrating with my family and friends that, all support me and stuff. That's also a good feeling. But like I said, I'm on social. I see all these things. And every time I see it, I'm like, okay, I'm coming back. Don't worry about
it. So, not to lower the tone of conversation, but as British middleweight champion and middleweight boxer yourself, I wanted to get a word from you on the sad passing of marvelous Marvin Hagler recently, one of the four kings and one of the greatest boxers of all time. He ruled the middleweight division for the majority of the 1970s, the late 70s, and the majority of the 80s. Just how special of a fighter was Marvin Hagler, and is he an inspiration of yours in your career?
Yeah, 100%, man. The greatest middleweight of all time. How could he not be an inspiration? Do you know what I mean? Pardon me. Came up the hard way. He didn't have the Olympic background. He didn't have the big backing at first. He fought his way to where he was, and that's what makes him even more great. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, some people, it's easy to just be like, oh, no one's taking interest in me. Promoters ain't trying to let me fight here or blah blah blah. He fought his way into that position. He forced himself a world title fight, despite how many times he got turned down or he didn't get his shot. When he got his shot, he made it count. He stamped his name into history. He's done it. Like he no one was open doors from him, and he just booted it down. His fighting style is crazy as well. He can fight both ways as if he was either stance. Do you know what I mean? He fought southpaw, he fought orthodox as if he was actually an orthodox. Like, you don't get a better switch hitter than that. Tough guy. And if he wanted to take it to you, take it to you. If he wanted to box, he could box.
Absolutely. He's a really one-off, and as we say, we send our condolences to the family of Marvin Hagler. A bit more of a modern middleweight fighter. What's your opinion on Liam Williams? Is obviously a part of the Frank Warren stable. He's challenging Demetrius Andrade for the middleweight world title April 17th. Your thoughts on that fight, Denzel, and how you think that fight may play out?
No, good fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. At first, I just felt like Williams was gonna lose, like just easily. But the more I've looked at it and just got to think about it, it's a closer fight than I actually originally thought. I think Williams has got a better chance than I gave him originally the first time around. I feel like you look at both their records, and Williams would probably beat everyone that Andrade has already beat at light middle and at middle. Do you know what I mean? So Andrade hasn't, as great as a fighter he is, hasn't done anything special that catches my attention apart from his fighting style. Like, watching him fight, he's special, but he ain't done anything that tells you otherwise. And I also feel like he might be overlooking, there's a possibility that he could be overlooking Williams. I'm not saying he is, but there's a possibility that he could be overlooking Williams, probably thinking, oh, another Brit, it's going to be like another Luke Keeler kind of fight. And if he is thinking that, that's the big mistake, because Williams probably might run through him. So I guess if he switched on, he beats him.
Yeah, I think that tends to be the problem for Andrade is, of course, he and himself and his team, they're, of course, going to study Liam Williams, or certainly his trainer will be. They'll study Liam Williams, but he's one of the most improved fighters in the UK. And I think that certainly the people around Andrade, his fans maybe, and maybe the American journalists that don't know too much about Williams, they're sleeping on Liam Williams at the end of the day. And I think that could plant a seed of doubt in Demetrius Andrade. And if that takes away just 5% of his mentality and his focus, exactly. It opens up for Liam Williams.
Yeah, no, exactly. So if that's the mindset he's coming through, like he said, it's going to take away from his mentality. So when he comes in the ring, he's going to be thinking, he's going to be a bit too relaxed. Oh, this isn't a big deal. And then boom, next thing you know, Williams catches him, and it could be too late. Do you know what I'm saying? It could have him hurt from the jump. But if he comes in mentally, in the fight and he's ready for it, then I don't think Williams beats him. But I just think that little aspect there might make a difference in the fight, because Williams ain't no joke. He can fight.
Yeah, we look forward to that. And as we're speaking, Denzel, we're a couple of hours or an hour or so away from Lawrence Okolie challenging for his first world title fight against Krzysztof Glowacki. Do you think Okolie goes in there and gets the job done tonight at cruiserweight?
Yeah, I think he does. I want him to. I think he stops him. He can knock him out. Yeah. I think Okolie's taking every challenge that's come his way. You know what I'm saying? Like British, Commonwealth, European, WBA, international, and now the world. So I'm saying, like, what more could you ask for? What more could you want from a fighter? He's done every step. He's fought from that Chamberlain fight. He's fought every step up since then. He hasn't gone backwards for every challenge put in front of him, and he's come out on top. So you can't bet against someone like that. And I think his biggest aspect is his mindset, like how bad he wants it and how much he believes in himself. I feel like that's what's going to make him come out even better today, because he believes he is the guy. It's not like he's worried and he's a bit nervous, like, oh, can I do this? He believes he's already done it. So I'm betting on Okolie today. I think he wins by knockout.
Yeah, we certainly hope he goes in there and gets the job done. I think it's a great story with Okolie that, he worked at McDonald's. He was a little bit overweight, and there was times when he was getting bullied, and he's just turned it all around, and he's literally stuck the middle finger up at everyone that doubted him. And similar to how you said before about you don't forget people, the naysayers and the doubters, and it's like Okolie's doing that. And yourself, collecting belts, the traditional route of going British and Commonwealth and maybe European, and that's what Okolie's done. And it's nice to see. It's like you said, the traditional route and proving everybody wrong.
Yeah, no, exactly, 100%. He definitely gets a proper prove people wrong. I can see that, especially when everyone like gets like his fighting style, you know, saying he holds and stuff. But listen, he wins, and that's the main thing. Because if you want him to fight how you want him to fight, and he loses, that does nothing for him.
Yeah.
Look at the position he's in now with all the grabbing and punching and the boring fighting. He's headlining for a world title, so paid off for him, and he's getting paid. He's changed his life. He's changed his family's life, and he's about to put his name in history again in the world scene, not just the British scene. So it's good for him, man. I'm rooting for him today.
Absolutely, I'm definitely seconding you in that. Switching back to yourself, Denzel, where do we go from here ahead of the fight? What's the plan moving to tomorrow and Monday? We're back into the gym, working on a game plan for Felix.
Yeah, back into the gym, working off as usual. You know what I'm saying? Sparring, training, running order. Everything we do in the gym. So just training till fight night. Probably we got like, I think we got like 5 weeks.
Yep.
5 weeks from today. Yeah, so take every day by every day, every week as it comes, and just be in the best shape I can be in, man, to get ready for this fight, man. But I'm confident. I'm happy about it. I can't wait. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're excited for the fight. Denzel, I'll leave you to the rest of your evening. We'll go and watch Okolie against Glowacki. Hopefully picks up that cruiserweight title. And I wish you the best of luck with Felix. And I'm sure we'll catch up again.
Nice one. Thank you, man. Take care, bro.